Hi, Sadiq. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya. Hope you are great. So I am going through something, and I am thinking about concept of racism, and to me, it's not making sense. It's not making sense in the sense that I just wake up and I am hating you, right? Or I am hating your entire family and your neighbors. It does not make any sense. I don't know you well enough. I don't know your family, probably because of my name, or maybe because I am darker than you expected me. I don't know, but it doesn't make any sense. And the fact that in 2025, people are not hiding their racism tells a lot. So you come to television and you make it known that white people are the ones with high IQ and the other people do not have good IQ. You have good gene and the other people do not have good gene. You don't have good, we don't have good gene, but you want to look like me. You want your lips to look like mine. You want your nose somehow to be somehow like mine. You are looking for black features and all that. You want to tan your skin. And then you turn around to tell me you don't like me, that your gene is better. Shut the hell up. See, I remember when that ads aired, to the extent that the president of your country decided to retweet her racist commercial. And she said it's so real. Like, it's so great. She had an opportunity to rewrite her name, but she said, no, I am a racist. Let's get into this video.
Sydney Sweeney has finally spoken out about her great genes. And she wanted y'all to know that she said what she said. And her genes is great.
Criticism of the content, which was basically that maybe specifically in this political climate, like white people shouldn't joke about genetic superiority. Like that was kind of like the criticism, broadly speaking. And since you are talking about this, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about that specifically.
I think that when I have an issue that I want to speak about, people will hear.
Now, there's a group of people applauding her for standing on business because they're saying that she should not have to apologize because there was nothing wrong with the ad. Some people even went as far as to say that there was no reference about her genes, genetics, genes with a G, in the commercial, which is weird because she specifically said this.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Now, call me stupid, but I don't know anyone whose eye color or hair color is determined by genes with a J. I don't think that parents are passing down the genes with a J. Anyway, I didn't expect anything more from her, and the interviewer was pressing her hard about the topic, and she was doing her best to avoid talking about it altogether. But yeah, Sydney Sweeney said she still got great.
Yep, and this is why Zendaya won't work with her now. Sydney Sweeney recently sat down with GQ for an interview where one of the topics discussed was the controversial American Eagle jeans ad. Critics argued that the ad was insensitive because it contained dog whistles of eugenics and palm-colored nationalism, and this is how Sydney responded to those claims.
The criticism of the content, which was basically that maybe specifically in this political climate, like white people shouldn't joke about genetic superiority. Like that was kind of like the criticism, broadly speaking. And since you are talking about this, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about that specifically.
Here we go.
I think that when I have an issue that I want to speak about, people will hear.
This is gold. This response did not go over well with certain audiences because they feel like Sydney was purposely being smug, apathetic, and dismissive. Like, y'all are getting so mad about how she responded in this interview, and I did not expect her to answer the questions any other way. You want to know why? Because the ad was extremely successful and made her and American Eagle so much money. As of September 2025, American Eagle's stock jumped 25%, and the CEO even thanked the campaign for the boost in sales and brand awareness. The Sydney jacket and jean sold out in a blink of an eye, and you can thank all of those think pieces for that, because guess what? Controversy is profitable. So no, Sydney Sweeney was never going to address the backlash she got from that ad because it worked in her and American Eagle's favor. And y'all cannot tell me that a part of her new PR strategy is not intentionally leaning into controversies, because why was she photographed kissing Scooter Braun? The two are allegedly dating, but I think it's a PR relationship. If you don't know who Scooter Braun is, he is a notorious entertainment executive and businessman, but he does have a reputation for allegedly being a bully and having shady business practices. Like, he had a very public feud with Taylor Swift because he bought the masters to her first 6 albums without her knowing, and yeah, it was a whole thing. I say all this to say, if y'all do not care for how Sydney is moving, the best thing y'all can do is stop talking about her, stop supporting her, distance yourself completely. In fact, word on the street is that Zendaya is refusing to do any public press with Sydney Sweeney to promote the upcoming Euphoria season 3 due to the controversies that Sydney has been involved in. Once again, all of that information is alleged, but I cannot blame Zendaya if that is true, because she got way too much going on.
Yeah, I don't really know about racism. I don't really care about eugenics. I just really love jeans. Ma'am, you are being discussed in what is considerably white supremacist propaganda. How do you feel about that? When I think something's important, I'll speak on it. Hey, the president mentioned you on social media and praised you. How do you feel about that? Surreal. You cannot fail an interview further. You cannot fail an interview further than what we saw there. These are serious topics. And what you are seeing from a privileged white woman like this, who is, let's be clear, an A-list actor, is the downfall of her career. Because I am telling you, answer after answer after answer that she gave shows that it's either her team or herself who are failing her. And may I just say, from a media perspective, this interview was important because it shows how out of touch she is and remains. But for the interviewer, I get it. You have to build trust. What I would like to see is just a degree of pushback. This is probably someone that you had to put in the time for her to give you that interview. And the reason we know about these flubbed answers is because of the relationship that you have with her. But I must say, would she do an interview with a hard-hitting journalist? No, but just a degree of pushback considering the topics that we are discussing, I felt was warranted.
Is there something that you want to say about the ad itself? The Sydney Sweeney has great jeans. Do you have...
The ad spoke for itself.
You think the ad spoke for itself?
Yeah.
Okay. And the criticism of the content, which was basically that maybe specifically in this political climate, like, white people shouldn't joke about genetic superiority. Like, that was kind of like the criticism, broadly speaking. And since you are talking about this, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about that specifically.
I think that when I have an issue that I want to speak about, people will hear.
That is a hallmark of having more control of the project.
I think so. I think that as time goes on, people will see that I'm way more aware of things than people think.
Can you say a little bit more?
I mean, if I say it, then I like to let the art speak.
Sydney Sweeney, the ultimate political pick-me. Let's talk about it. This week, and in response to a tone-deaf American Eagle ad, Sydney Sweeney told a GQ reporter, "I think that when I have an issue that I want to speak about, people will hear." Sydney also noted that the public's reaction to her tone-deaf American Eagle ad didn't affect her one way or the other, which I guess means that Sydney Sweeney doesn't care, that the ad she spearheaded was harmful to a lot of people, All she really cares about is being elusive. You know, in that like really cool girl way of hers, Sydney Sweeney has really good genes and she's really fucking cool. And upon reading all of that, I was reminded of Sydney's like most foremost personality trait, which is that of the pick-me. What's so interesting about Sydney's brand of pick-me is that it is totally encompassing. It's all the way comprehensive. It literally touches every facet of her life and personality. She's a male-centered pick-me. She's like a pick-me that doesn't really care about female solidarity. She's the type of woman who says, you know, other girls just don't really like me. I think they're kind of jealous. I just prefer to have male friends. And worst of all, she's a political pick-me. Remember last year when she told Vanity Fair that there's literally no female solidarity among Hollywood and that this idea of women empowering women doesn't really exist and that she's constantly under attack by other women? This seems to be a woman incapable of critical thought, right? Instead of focusing on the fact that she is at the hands of like sexism and the patriarchy all the time, she focused on a female producer who said some weird things about her. Also, there's the fact that she clearly relishes the male gaze and like expresses a very loud performative sexuality to meet their needs. Like this summer when she collabed with a weird soap brand to produce a soap that had her bathwater in it, which was an idea she pitched. When people reacted strongly to that collab, she blamed girls for being weird about it. And then there's the political pick-me of it all, which is the worst thing. Sydney Sweeney, allegedly, is a registered Republican, and she registered for that party in 2024, which is admittedly a very, very weird time to express fidelity to a destructive party. Remember that incident when her mother posted all those photos of a birthday party to social media in which people were wearing Blue Lives Matter shirts and like MAGA stuff, and Sydney Sweeney was featured prominently in the photos, but she wanted everyone to calm down like it wasn't that deep? Or let's go back to this week's GQ article in which Sydney Sweeney said that the praise she's received from the vice president and the president was surreal. Ultimately, it appears that Sydney Sweeney is fine with being MAGA coded, and she seems to relish her like proximity to traditional womanhood, traditional femininity. And I guess at bottom, Sydney's like bizarre and reductive perspective on life is rooted in her immense privilege. Right? Like she's a conventionally attractive woman, she's white and blonde, and she's an immensely wealthy celebrity. Her perspective on life is so different from my own, for example. Sydney Sweeney does not experience life like the average American woman, and she certainly doesn't experience life as a BIPOC woman, as a Black woman. Instead, she lives in like this fantastical world where all men love her and women are so jealous of her and like daisies flower at her feet. In the world that she has crafted for herself, Sydney Sweeney moves with agency and ease. In her world, men love her and women are jealous of her. In her world, she's like the best actress on the planet and people hate her because they just want to take her down. And because that's Sydney Sweeney's lived experience, she believes firmly in a patriarchy. She believes firmly in like the power structures that currently exist because they have benefited her. I imagine that she believes that all men are good to women and that a patriarchy is good and that racism doesn't really exist. I imagine that Sydney believes that the eugenicist rhetoric that we did pick up on in that American Eagle ad is something we made up in our minds because in her world, that doesn't exist. And in her world, politics don't matter because she's above the fray. Sydney Sweeney is the ultimate pick-me, and that brand of womanhood is dangerous.
The internet is allegedly declaring Sydney Sweeney as a white supremacist. In a GQ interview, Sydney was given the opportunity by the interviewer to clear the air on her American Eagle ad, and this is what Sydney had to say.
Maybe specifically in this political climate, like white people shouldn't joke about genetic superiority.
Common
like
sense.
that was kind of like the criticism, broadly speaking. And since you are talking about this, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about that specifically.
I think that when I have an issue that I want to speak about, people will hear.
And before you go running to the comments saying, oh, she's smart, she's PR trained, is invalid in this case. Because having no stance on white supremacy and racism is having a stance. To make things worse, when the interviewer asked what she thought about the president, saying the American Eagle ad was the hottest ad out there, she said, quote, it was surreal. Her own former castmate, Amy Lou Wood from White Lotus, posted this as a comment under the video. She's out here having a fake impromptu photo shoot with the paparazzi with her new boyfriend, Scooter Braun, is killing me. So let me know what you think.
Bestie Sweeney got up there and said, I did a gene ad. Yes, we know you did a gene ad. We know. It wasn't about the genes. It was not about the genes. And if you're going to sit up there and tell me it was just a gene ad, you've got another thing coming. Are you for real? And just because you didn't have anything to do with the lines that you were given doesn't mean like you are guilty by association. Like that's just how it is. And that's just how the world is. And you telling me that you can't say anything about the fact that it was hella sus and those lines shouldn't have been written? And the fact that you just rested there in your white privilege like nothing was wrong was hella, it said a lot. Okay, it said a lot. So, yeah, bestie. I don't know about that. I don't know about that one. Oh, might have to.
Sydney Sweeney is finally addressing the American Eagle backlash while being interviewed for GQ. Asked if she was surprised by people's reactions, she said, I did a jean ad. I mean, the reaction definitely was a surprise, but I love jeans. All I wear are jeans. I'm literally in jeans and a t-shirt every day of my life. Asked how she felt about the president and vice president speaking on it, she said it was surreal. Asked if she was thankful that people had her back publicly, conveniently, some very powerful people, she said, it's not that I don't have that feeling, but I wasn't thinking of it like that, of any of it. Kind of just put my phone away. I was filming every day. I'm filming Euphoria, so I'm working 16-hour days and I don't really bring my phone on set. So I work and then I go home and I go to sleep. So I didn't really see a lot of it. When all the controversy was happening, American Eagle stock prices went up by 38%. And when she was asked about that, she said, I was aware of the numbers as it was going. So when I saw all the headlines of in-store visits were down a certain percentage, none of it was true. It was all made up, but nobody could say anything because the company was in their quiet period. So it was all just a lot of talk. And because I knew at the end of the day what the ad was for, and it was for great jeans with a J, it didn't affect me one way or the other. Probably the most important part was when she was asked, is there something that you want to say about the ad itself? The criticism of the content was basically that maybe specifically in this political climate, white people shouldn't joke about genetic superiority. To which she says, I think that when I have an issue that I want to speak about, people will hear.
My only question is, why are we belittling the seriousness of being a white supremacist? Like, that's not funny, that's not cute, that's a very huge situation. And if you're okay with people understanding that you think you're better than everybody else because of your genes, I want to say be my guest, but the door is going to be locked for you. Why is it that people support the idea that thinking you are a superior race is okay? It hurts people beyond some like emotional level, like, oh, I wish I was pretty. No. You're not pretty. You just think you're better than everyone, and it's really fucking disgusting. And then brush it off like it's not a big deal to be a racist human being. This was a huge opportunity to show the human side, to show the reality of people's situations, and to acknowledge one's own arrogance. But no, instead, play deeper into the zone. Play deeper into this idea that you are so incredibly tone deaf, so incredibly lost in your own mind and sickness that everyone else is just overreacting. The thought that, oh, well, I just did a jean ad. Did you not read the script? Did you not see all those other campaigns piggyback off your own little racism? It's not cute. It's not cool. It's not some club you get to enter in. It's direct supremacy, and supremacy is not something that you can just brush off. It's direct racism. Racism has been a huge problem in this country for longer than most of us have been alive. Playing into that is fucking disgusting, and I will not respect or support anybody who thinks that.
Sydney Sweeney finally addressed the controversial American Eagle ad in this interview.
The reaction definitely was a surprise, but it was, I love jeans. All I wear are jeans. I'm literally in jeans and a t-shirt like every day of my life.
Jeans are uncontroversial.
Okay, I need to
Jeans are
focus.
awesome.
Yeah, I like your jeans.
You look great.
So I'm not really a big fan of cancel culture. However, I have some shit to say about Sydney Sweeney. Mind you, I'm in the middle of Thailand. This should not be something that's bothering me, but it fucking is, okay? Because I watched that interview. First off, why the fuck is her face so punchable, right? I'm not gonna lie, I thought she was a bad bitch before. Body T, face T, okay? But ever since this whole shit with fucking American Eagle came out, yes, it's like, it was a part of the brand's responsibility to like not be doing shit like this. I do feel like it was taken a little bit out of proportion with the jeans thing, like whatever. Whether it was mistake or is intentional, okay? She had an opportunity to very easily just say, yeah, I don't agree with white supremacy, and like, I'm not American Eagle, that was their fucking ad, I was just in it, I just got my bag, I didn't realize that it sounded bad, right? Whatever else, we could have probably likely moved the fuck on. But she just did that interview that was so cringe. The way that she was just sitting in that chair and I did an ad. I just did an ad. I really like my jeans. Like, shut the fuck up, okay? And then when she was like, what did you think about when the president tweeted you? It was surreal. You would have thought that bitch just came. Like, you would think that the seat she is sitting on is soaking fucking wet. The way that she looked in pure bliss when she said it was surreal that the president tweeted her. Like, we need to cancel her. And I'm like, I hate to say it because she is about to be like the lead actor in a movie of a book that I really fucking wanted to watch. Like, I was so hyped to watch it, and now I'm like, you're really the lead bitch in this? Like, I don't want to fucking watch it now. Like, I'm annoyed about it. Because she 1000% shouldn't be famous anymore. She shouldn't have a platform. She clearly is a dumb bitch. Like, I don't know what else to say. Don't come for me, but on the topic of dumb bitches, that interview is a dumb bitch too, because the way that she like was giggling and laughing the whole time, like, be serious, ask her hard questions, continue on. I don't know why she was doing this like playful little friendly bullshit when she's like trying to ask these hard questions. The whole fucking thing was annoying. And I'll finish by saying I only watch the clips, and I understand that clips can be manipulated, but I honestly do not feel the need to watch the entire interview regardless of what the tone is, because those two questions answered enough. It was a surreal moment for the president to fucking tweet her, and when she was asked about white supremacy, she didn't have shit to say. She could have said the most simple fucking thing ever: I don't support it, and she chose not to. So yeah, I don't need to watch the full fucking.
The left is overreacting over this Sydney Sweeney jeans ad. Are they? Because I don't think that they are. Guys, everybody on this screen right now, they're not Nick Fuentes disciples. They aren't the KKK. These are run-of-the-mill Trump supporters that I come across swiping through my FYP every day. And they are openly talking about how they are proud to be white. Okay, and this has been happening over the last 6 months. It used to be white pride, which we all knew what that meant, and it has slowly evolved into, hey, if you get to be proud, then so can I. And then after this, they started taking the phrase black fatigue, which initially was a phrase to express how tiresome it is to live in a country where you are constantly made to feel unwelcome. And now white Trump supporters have taken that phrase and they've adopted it for themselves to mean, guys, I'm just tired of living around black people, and that's okay. Just openly justifying in-your-face racism. And at this point, if you come across any video here on TikTok where a black person is involved in any confrontation, whether it's an argument, actually, it doesn't even need to be a confrontation. They can just be dancing on a cruise ship. And if you look at the comment section, you will see plenty of people saying, black fatigue is real. If the comment section's still up, sometimes these people have to turn off the comment section because there's such abundant racism. And now we have a segregated whites-only town happening in Arkansas with plenty of Trump supporters on this app vehemently defending it. Saying, hey, if you get to have black graduation, then we can have white-only towns. Even though that's going to be the most boring fucking place on the planet. This rise in the justification of in-your-face racism has been swelling on the internet for the last 6 months. And so when the left sees big companies like American Eagle and Dunkin' Donuts march out their hot white people to talk about how great their jeans are, yeah, that's massively fucking creepy. And what sucks is this is a great marketing strategy for companies right now. We saw this with Target. As soon as they got rid of their pride section, suddenly all these right-wingers started going to Target again. And now MAGA comment sections are full of people saying, I've never been to American Eagle, but I'm going to start going now. So I guess it's an effective strategy for these companies to start leaning away from inclusivity. And companies like that should not get our business. So it's absolutely justified the reaction from the left. All right, guys, this is just my perspective as a white guy, what I've seen on here. So I'd love to hear from people who are not white about what you guys have been seeing and running into in the last 6 months. Because I think if people understood the political climate that we're in right now, it would begin to make sense why that Sydney Sweeney ad is so deeply problematic. All right, that's my take. I love you guys. I'll see you down in the comments. Thank you for making it this far. Love you. See you down there.
Given the opportunity to be like, hey guys, I'm not a white supremacist. I don't think that my jeans are superior. All she had to say was that she just really loves jeans. It's just given like, whatever. The people who know me know what I stand for. Whatever she was talking about, she really didn't say anything. Like, that's the thing. I'm sorry, but if the internet was calling me a white supremacist pushing Nazi propaganda, I would absolutely be trying to clear the air immediately. And again, I wouldn't be in an ad like that. I would be able to tell what's going on. She comes from a MAGA family, so Sydney Sweeney comes from a MAGA family. Remember when Kendall Jenner did that Pepsi commercial, giving the cops a can of Pepsi in the middle of BLM protests? Remember when Kendall Jenner apologized and she was just crying, hooting and hollering and snotting all in the camera? Like, she felt so bad. I remember when that apology first came out and we were all kind of like, okay, Kendall. Honestly, this Sydney Sweeney interview makes that Kendall Jenner apology look so genuine. Kendall Jenner's reaction to being like involved in a controversy that involved racism versus Sydney Sweeney being in a controversy about racism, just stark difference. Like, Sydney Sweeney literally does not care. Sydney Sweeney is literally an actress. Like, she didn't even try.
Y'all, after this interview I just watched, I am convinced that Sydney Sweeney is a MAGA Republican and no one can convince me otherwise. Y'all need to see this.
Is there something that you want to say about the ad itself? The Sydney Sweeney has great genes. Do you have...
The ad spoke for itself.
You think the ad spoke for itself? Yeah. Okay. And the criticism of the content, which was basically that maybe specifically in this political climate, like, white people shouldn't joke about genetic superiority. Like, that was kind of like the criticism, broadly speaking. And since you are talking about this, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about that specifically.
I think that when I have an issue that I want to speak about, people will hear.
We should talk about Cassie. You got back.
Like, this woman is racist. Like, you can't convince me otherwise. Because how hard is it to have replied and been like, well, I don't think white genes are superior. Yeah, I definitely don't think that. And it wasn't intended to be that way. That would have been really simple to do. You know what I mean? Like, really simple. And she chose to stand 10 toes down on that ad and say, when there's an issue I want to talk about, I'll speak about it. So you don't think joking about white supremacy is an issue that you feel compelled to speak on after an ad you made, babe? Oh my God, she is so fucking MAGA, Trump, Republican coded. Also, earlier in the interview, the interviewer asked her how she felt when President Trump tweeted about her, and she was like, it was surreal. Him tweeting about me, it was surreal. Like, who the fuck says that? Anyways, I will not be watching anything Sydney Sweeney is in from now on. Love you guys. Bye.
Fans have been calling you a white supremacist from your American Eagle ad. Thoughts?
I love jeans.
Oh, but you know what they mean, right?
Jeans are great. I wear jeans every day.
Yeah, totally.
Look
yeah.
good on me. Look good on you.
Oh, thanks, but like
us.
They mean like racial jeans. So what would you say to your minority fans?
Fuck them! Oh, I said that.
Sure. So you had a lot of support from like other white supremacists like Donald Trump. How did that feel?
It was an honor.
Wow.
My Lord and Savior.
Oh, Donald Trump. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
I think when there's a cause that I really care about, people will know those people.
Right on. Yeah.
So do you not care about diversity? You know? You mean the black. Yeah. Not my problem.
So have you seen the comments people have made about you? Like, what do you feel about that?
I've been so busy.
Right.
I mean, I've been at work. I work, so busy I don't even have my phone.
Oh, it's right there, but no worries.
Oh, the Gap was inclusive. Well, it's the Gap.
Final thoughts?
I'm working.
Right.
This is all I got from this video. Let me tell you something. Even if she had apologized over that thing she did, I would still not. I would still know that she is not real. I mean, like, the apology was just to appease people and all that, and that is actually real her. I'm sure you already saw from the beginning. You already saw the video that started all these problems and all that. There was an ads commercial she ran some month ago, if I am not mistaken, maybe 2 months or 3 months ago, if it's maybe not, yeah, 2-3 months ago, right? Where she was talking about Jane, and she said her Jane is like, you know how blue-eyed Jane and all that. So she was actually modeling Jane, but then she talked about genetics. White people, blonde eye, blue eyes, blonde head, and all that. They have high IQ. The rest are nothing. Now, let me tell us something. You see racist or racism. There are some people that when you see them, you already know this is what they are. And she had a lot of time, she had time to correct her wrong. I mean, like, if she had been a good person, or because she probably needed money for the ads and all that, she probably would have, like, said some certain kind of things. But no, that is not in her dictionary. That is to tell you, this is me, this is who I am, and I cannot go beyond that. Some people will tell you who they are, and I really do not make excuses for anybody anymore. This is them. This is how dumb they are. This is how racist they are. You are not, that is to tell you the kind of head of government you have. When that thing was blowing up, your president decided to retweet the video. Yes. So it was sure real. That is to tell you she is a conservative, MAGA. So are you expecting a MAGA to apologize to you? If a MAGA had apologized to you, would you have accepted? I know my people will not. But now let me tell us something. Majority of the things all these people do affect, like, when people are just like, looking down on you. I don't know who actually made them think that they are the ones with a high IQ, because this is where the problem started. When somebody decided to tell them that they have higher IQ than every other normal person. Black people do not have IQ in their own distance. Other people of color, their IQ, no. And some people will tell you that they will support the brand and they will support, you guys are all racist. The fact that in 2025, racism is just something people do with open arms, like they do it and they are not hiding it, tells a lot. When I say it tells a lot that in 2025, that people will tell us that stop talking about it, it will go away. How far has it gone? Is it not still the same racism that I and you are suffering? Everybody is suffering it. But they will tell you, stop talking about it. You are a liar. If you have to tell a black person or a brown person that stop talking about racism, that it will go away, you are a racist. Get it behind me. Do not come near me. Do not come close to me, because you are a bad person. You know what you are doing, and you are nothing but a racist. Yeah. Don't tell people to stop talking about it. Don't tell people to get over it. Now, anyway, that is it, because I don't want to start blowing up over Sydney Sweeney, or Sweetie, whatever she is, and whatever ideology and all that she has. That let her shove that in her pocket and her butt. I don't care. I love my people, and my people love themselves. That is all that matters. Not until you all decide to wake up, because I don't know, but it's in kind of crazy. Sorry, I am blowing up. But sometimes when I kind of listen to the concept, the concept of racism, it does not make any sense to me. Yeah, concept of racism does not make any sense. It's like hating somebody you probably do not know. Yeah. You have not met me. You don't know me, right? But you are hating on me. What did I do to you? Or you don't know me well enough, but you are hating my entire family. I don't want to be like that. This is not what I don't want to be like that. And the fact that they know what they are doing, and they call themselves Christian, and they talk about heaven, forget it. I don't know the people that will enter into that heaven. Yeah, I don't know the people that will, but watch and see. I will draw my curtain here. Bye for now.